Alright, let's play Great Ace Attorney 2 until the snowblower guys come to ruin everything. That's what I'm calling the stream because it snowed recently, and you know how those guys are. They like to come around and mess everything up when it snows around here. So if I pause or take any breaks, it's because of those guys. Because I don't like that shit getting into the recording, and I'm just picky about that kind of stuff. Wouldn't be a problem if I had better, like, noise-canceling shit on my windows and walls and stuff, but it's just what I have to work with for now. So anyways, I don't really have a whole lot to do today, so figured we'd do some Great Ace Attorneys again, because, well, none of my friends are online this early in the morning, so it's probably the perfect time. Perfect time to continue this game. So we gotta do the investigation, the second investigation of Case 2. Oh yeah, that's right. We're just here. We're chilling. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out he's actually a barefaced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Saseki-san poisoning the tea. Yeah, that was a weird-ass trial. By far, like, one of the weirdest ones I've ever seen. And that is saying a lot, considering there's a lot of weird cases and trials, like, I mean, do I have to mention cross-examining the frickin' orca? Careful of your phrasing, Suito-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know. I'm sure of it. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told that he's be returning to the hospital ward where he's receiving treatment. Oh, which one's that? It's gonna be the same one that Olive Green was at. Let me see. Oh, yes. He's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's and Londoners call it. We know that place, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. Oh, frickin' knew it. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Oh, yes, after Saseki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Saseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. That's a tough one to say. Bartholomew's? Or no, maybe it's Bartholomew's, I don't know. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What's next? So we know Saseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But if he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been all over the place already. But it couldn't hurt first to have another look around, I think. Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of this investigation and the tea left on the bar of soap. Well, if we were on to Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Now, I gotta go talk to Luigi again. Cosmo Sogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such a promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Yep. I wonder if we're gonna get another case with him, like a flashback scene or something. Because I don't know how true this is, but I could have sworn there's a case in this game that takes place in the past when Cosmo's still alive, but I don't know how true that is. I might just be making that shit up. I might be getting, like, false images in my head. I guess we'll see, because there's still 3 cases after this. Could be, like, case 3 or 4, because usually case 3 or 4 are, like, the flashback cases, or just the weird one-off cases, you know? That happens a lot in these games. Usually it's case 4 that does that. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway?
Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know.
Cosmo, why don't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain?
Well, you've been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law, be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it, believe me, I guarantee it.
But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London's the cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. I can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes, or it can't hurt.
No, that's true.
I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day...
One day what?
No, never mind.
Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Cosmo. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change Japanese judicial systems for the better, that was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right. But... yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know, some thought of just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Cosmo's true intentions. Now, Hodo-san, what do you mean by Cosmo-sama's true intentions?
Oh shit, he pulled up the sword.
I mean this. His katana?
How often do you actually see that? How often do you, like, see shit from the first person like that?
I never expected to inherit this sword after Cosmo passed away, of course. Now, I know, it was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword.
The Dark Dragon Blade.
Oh wait, wrong game. Karma.
That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan.
Yeah, and it's awfully convenient that it sounds like the word karma.
A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karma guides me. I truly believe that.
I mean, it's also cool because it sounds like its name, too. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you'd need much compelling.
On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain.
Something you have to do?
Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course, I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I hoped that answer to the question would be apparent when I arrived here, but as yet I have not found a single clue. I see. Wow. I don't know if that's easy to miss or what. Well, I mean, we gotta do it. We gotta present the armband. You've been wearing that ever since we arrived in Great Britain, haven't you? Well, it's what shows that I'm a lawyer, so it seems appropriate. I'm not sure that it really means much in this country, though, I'm afraid. I wouldn't say that. It might not be official, but it looks official. Often when the police stop me, I just show them this and they leave me alone. You're stopped by the police? Often? Well, you know, I'm a suspicious foreigner dressed in all in black with a sword at my side. I mean, that makes sense. I do think it's probably the sword that's the main reason. Still, it makes me happy to see you wearing it. And the armband. Yes, I made up my mind that I'll carry them always. The symbol of who I am, and the sword karma. Yeah, it's too bad Phoenix Wright doesn't have a sword. How cool would that be?
Suto-san, what do you make of this? Oh dear, what indeed? Let me see. If you don't know, really, it's fine to say so. I won't hold it against you.
I mean, I want to see what she says about everything. I'm gonna do this. What do you think about the map?
Oh no, I don't know about the map.
Alright. What do you know about the soap?
Suto-san, what do you make of this? Ah yes, the soap that we found on the ledge outside Mr. Shamsby's blocked-up window. Since we discovered him poisoned, I've been scared to wash my hands. Keep thinking the foul soap's going to be the end of me. Well, the soap's bad name was clear in the end, wasn't it? I suppose so. But I'm still worried about it. I think it'd be safer just to never wash my hands again. I think you haven't thought that through. You'll wash your hands now, Naruto-san, you will.
Yeah, wash your hands. Especially after you poop.
Oh no, I don't know about that. I am.
Alright. What do you think about this envelope?
What do you know about the envelope? Oh no, I don't know about that envelope. It's very mysterious, really.
Alright. What about the crime scene photograph? Hey, what do you know about the photograph? Oh no, I don't know about the photograph. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. The medical report? Nope. Hey, at least it's nice and quick. It doesn't take much time. And the gas meter?
Unless you put coins in this meter, of course it won't give you any gas. The British have some really chilling inventions, don't they? Sorry? Well, you could die on a cold winter's night if you weren't able to light your stove. I suppose, in a way, one little coin would be the difference between life and death. Personally, I'd break the meter and find a way to light the stove somehow. Oh no, the meter might explode if you were to tamper with it now, Hodo-san. The gas companies have it all buttoned up, don't they?
Well, that was fun. Nice little diversion. Oh, you know, I just thought of it. I can probably examine this room, can't I? Shovel. Perhaps we should put this spade away somewhere. Oh, sorry, it's a spade.
That's not a spade, Naruto-san. It's a shovel.
Oh, it is a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material.
It's a spade. Oh, is this the new stepladder gig?
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? You're so right, Naruto-san. Leave us a quarrel over such trifles. On reflection, then, I think I'll leave this spade where it is. Yes, I think that's for the best. We may need a shovel when we're working in the garden.
I gotta use that word more often. I gotta use trifle more often. That sounds like a fun word to say. So you can't examine the ladder, so you can't make the stepladder joke. Okay, what about this door back here?
I heard that there's another room behind that door. Yes, it's my bedroom, Naruto-san, as you will know.
I didn't know that, actually.
Shall I help you unpack your things? That's very kind, but no thank you. Your luggage looks very heavy. Are you sure I can't help you move it? That's very kind, but really, no thank you. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. The only secret I have is that 5 yen banknote hanging on the backside of my Darumo doll.
Hey, at least it's a Daruma, not a Darumaka. or is it called a Dakimakura? Or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm talking about.
These tanks are for keeping sea creatures. They're called aquariums, and they were all the rage in London at one time, apparently.
Are they not the rage now?
Yes, the English are so clever coming up with the idea of having an ocean life on display in the home. And it means you always have an emergency midnight feast on hand, too. I'm not sure that's really the idea.
Alright, well, I think we can go into the living room, and we're gonna have to deal with frickin' Mr. Sholmes being a fucking crazy hooligan again, probably. But that's what makes him so endearing, you know?
Oh, Bruno, and Susie. Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what's that foul smell? Oh, goddamn. Did Sholmes fart again?
Aha! The Wanderers returning last. Where on earth have you pair been?
We've been in court.
Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case? That was today, was it?
I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think it did. Ha 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 ha! Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go?
Reasonably well so far. We managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least.
Really? I would have liked to see it. I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long.
Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes?
Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo.
Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes? Whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful.
Ah, indeed. That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science.
So you did not fart then?
Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now?
I don't know, but I guess it's time to talk to him. Converse with Lord Van Zeeks. Well, we're conversing about him, not with him. That'll be later, probably. You know, the more I think about it, the more I realize, have we ever talked to Van Zeeks outside of the Bailey? Have we? I don't think we have.
Lord Baron Van Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person's doomed. Even if he or she's found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital.
Was not expecting to hear this dramatic music playing over Sholmes. That's funny. Hold on, let me take a sip. I'm wondering if I should start pausing every time I sip tea. But there's been times where I hit the pause button and then I forget to unpause, and then my whole recording fucks up and I have to download the Twitch VOD, so I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. But vanish how exactly?
By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames. Or succumbing to a sun fever, or quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow.
It all seems a little far-fetched, really.
Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit, for the time being at least.
That's not overly reassuring.
he was pointing at Suzuto for a second, that was funny.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand.
As it happens, Miss Suzuto, that is quite impossible.
Oh, why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, when these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi.
Really?
And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again.
Wow. Sounds an awful like someone we know from modern Ace Attorney.
That is until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey.
Yeah, we had to defend the funny Irishman who ended up being a jackass.
That bitter fight to the end coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed.
And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again.
Mr. Reaper. Oops. Didn't mean to burp.
Poor Runo, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky, or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people.
Foul smell. That's my favorite thing to converse about.
So, what is that indescribably foul smell?
Honestly, I was expecting the foul smell to just be Van Zeke's. He'd just pop out of the couch or something, and he'd be like, surprise, and he'd pop out with a wine glass.
Ah, well, most probably this, I'd say.
Holy shit, are those the fucking things from Sonic Adventure 2 for the Chow Garden? What is that?
My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine. A drop of some tea.
Oh my.
There's some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavour.
Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior.
So, when one's presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful, Iris.
At the ready, Haley.
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. You see what happens?
Oh.
It's turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, the more and more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling.
That's very ingenious. But what do you do with that black liquid now?
Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam.
Right.
The point is, we're entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times.
I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Sholmes method will be foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research.
Forensic science? Suppose I should find out more about that.
Well, we gotta talk about Japanese people first.
With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well, as Mr. Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese.
Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes?
It was about 10 years ago that Barak von Zeekst chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan.
No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened?
Ooh, this is the tea I've been waiting to hear all day. Speaking of tea, I just had a nice sip of tea. Alright, I'm good.
I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but...
The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who's most deserving of your attention, I believe.
No, hold on, I gotta learn about forensic science.
So your tea test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality.
Not a huge number of cases, then.
Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we're dragging our heels here.
I mean, that's what makes Great Ace Attorney so, like, unique and interesting, because you can't just say, like, oh, the fingerprints are here. Like, you don't have that excuse to go off of. You have to find other ways to prove shit.
I hadn't even heard of them till recently.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints.
Skin prints?
A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible.
Oh, look, another frickin' Sonic Adventure 2 drive.
It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person's under investigation.
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes.
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. Hey, that's racist, Ryunosuke. Don't think like that.
I assure you, my dear fellows, you'll witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed.
Yeah, we're gonna do another Dance of Devotion, or whatever the fuck it's called. Wait, no, that's Ace Attorney 6, never mind. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Runo. See you later.
Yes, until later.
Oh, hell yeah, they're doing the point. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us.
Oh, bloody hell, you were?
Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action.
Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might.
Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly wait your arrival. Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie.
Alright, well, I guess that confirms I don't have to stay in Mr. Sholmes' house any longer. Oh, wait, now we have... Oh, wait. I was gonna say, like, now we can go to Mr. Shamspeare's hospital bed. Well, let's just go in order so it doesn't get confusing. The rat is still there.
What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yes, I hear angry voices. Oh boy. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Oh fuck, I forgot what voice I did for her already. Mistaken, my foot. You were looking at my painting. There we go, I remember now. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison the mustache villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison. God a mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my Shamspeare dance.
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
Hey! Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence rises the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamspeare? Mary, I do believe I'm returned onto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work. Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Hold on, I'm having a sneeze attack. I was gonna react to him fucking bending his staff. Unknown, excellent. Okay, bye. Mr. Shamspeare might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the men down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Ah, Miss Green, is everything alright? Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see.
We're delighted that you'll be soon well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
I love how it constantly sounds like my voice is breaking. I mean, maybe that's the point, I don't know. So, is there anything new to examine? I mean, oh, there's this note. Ah, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so... He or she's probably running around the hospital then. Oh god, it's fucking Mr. Shamspear, isn't it? Does he have to share a bed right next to Miss Green? That sounds terrible.
Oh dear, how worrying.
What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. I mean, there's a bit of... I think there's a bit of this room opened up, because we didn't see the whole room before. There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet, look. I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this.
Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two.
Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors.
I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worried you'd break the lock.
Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Miss Suzuto. Well, I imagine we're supposed to talk to Miss Green, but I'm just making sure there's nothing else to examine. Like, who knows, maybe one of these things updated or something. So, you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already.
That is a surprisingly hard voice to do, but it's kind of fun.
What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly.
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Okay. I mean, she's not, like, the most important, like, person to this case, but hey, I mean, it's nice that we're able to talk to her to begin with. Alright, well, let's go to Mr. Shamspear's room. Oh boy. Is there another piece of envelope on the floor over there? Oh, great, Luigi's here. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it alright. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news. Thank you.
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
Sorry.
Nothing, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
But he's just standing over there. What the fuck is Mr. Sholmes doing here? He just popped in. Okay, well, the first thing that caught my eye is the... Wait, I already examined this? Well, we can look at the tea.
So it turns out that Mr. Shamspear wasn't eating the soap at all.
That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand solved.
Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of his mold.
It's a weird way to spell prize and mold.
And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two.
It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Alright, what about the tea? Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night.
During the heated literary debate, yes.
Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a discussion.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison.
Why'd I say it like that? Poison.
That's fiction, Miss Suzuto. Let's hope it stays that way.
Alright. Look at the bricks. Hit the bricks, as they say.
The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yeah, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set up some soap outside, can't you?
Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Suzuto. Yeah, I already forgot why the fuck they cover up the windows in the first place. Like, what's so expensive about having windows? I don't know.
Sounds like a very...
Oh, I think I read that. Never mind.
Only if you plan to follow a life of a crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
What about the... Oh yeah, this is important.
If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
London's winters can be very harsh for Forgetville too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Suzuto-san and I are going to make it to spring.
That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted as you established in court this morning.
It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shamsphere must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. Alright, I'm gonna take another break. Give me a sec. You know, one thing I did find out the other day, well, not find out, but one thing I finally got around to doing the other day was enabling virtualization on my computer. Because for some fucking reason, virtualization is not on by default, which seems weird because I know a lot of my friends who like to use BlueStacks, and obviously BlueStacks runs a hell of a lot better if you know, have virtualization enabled. But I guess like some computers just have it on by default and you don't have to fuck around with that setting, but I had to turn it on. I have to go into the BIOS and manually turn it on. And then all of a sudden BlueStacks works perfectly fine. It's very strange. Because I remember having a conversation with Seb being like, my BlueStacks runs like ass. It says I have to turn on virtualization. And then he's like, I never had to do that. I don't know what your problem is. And I also see Dorian playing on BlueStacks from time to time. So that kind of inspired me. It's like, maybe it's finally time I get off my ass and figure out how to turn on virtualization. Which meant resetting my PC, going into the BIOS, and then finally turning on. And now I can use basically any phone emulator, that is. It doesn't have to just be BlueStacks. Whichever one runs the best. I know there are some that run better than BlueStacks, but BlueStacks is usually like it's usually a safe bet. It's kind of like the Project 64 of phone emulators. Like, it's the one that everybody knows and everybody's used, but is it the best? I don't fucking know. Can't say the same for Project 64 though. That emulator's fucking awful. Don't use it. Although I've heard some builds of it are better these days. Like, there's a specific build of it that works really well with the Glide 64 or something. But, I wouldn't know about that because I've never used it, and I hate Project 64 anyways. But anyways, that's just me rambling. Anyways, let's talk to Luigi then.
Are you looking for new clues, Inspector?
Oh, Lord Van Zeek's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got something for me, he says.
Oh dear, poor you.
Yeah, poor me, because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips, is all I can say.
Well, at least he's honest. That's all he has to say. Alright, the lamp we've examined. There's not really that much to this room, is there? I think the main attraction here is gonna be Sholmes doing some shit.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there?
What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi, what are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing there? Dear me, once a great detective, once is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
Forget he's got the fucking goofy goggles. What's all this?
All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim.
A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup?
Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches.
I think it's secretions, but I could be wrong.
A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical. Everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on.
Ugh, blue. All I see is blue. It's like the opposite of a virtual boy.
There, now spray the chemical indicator all revealed.
Oh, I read that completely wrong. Spray, and how do I do that exactly?
Well, press an A on the area you're interested is all that's required, like this.
Oh wait, hang on, we're just doing the forensic shit from Ace Attorney, like modern Ace Attorney. What is that stuff? It's like fog.
A suspension of the chemical indicator is in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another dimension I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do.
Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's moments or movements on the night in question.
Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Oh, man. What else can I spray? Oh, wow. Something with the box. There's a handprint on the lock.
Look!
Look, there are dozens of handprints here.
So there are, a great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired the picture.
Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all.
And without wishing to state the obvious, he wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Oh, very true, Mr. Zito. Bit of a mystery, then. Yeah, that is kind of sus. There's stuff here. What about... Oh, yeah, well, the window. There's a lot of stuff there. What about the floor? No? Nothing? Apparently I can look at the court record while I do this. What have I not examined yet? I'm looking. I feel like I looked at everything. Well, it's not letting me leave, so... Clearly I need to do something else. Oh, I already did this. Can I not examine these? Oh wait, there's something here. What else would have prints on them? The carpet? The candle? I'm thinking. I really thought the floor would have something on it. Oh!
Oh, look at all this here.
Oh yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Ah, there's so many on the floor in this one spot. Ooh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over there, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Nice one. Also, random thing, but there's a new person in Goncitos that I don't recognize. And apparently they're friends with Luke. I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but maybe I'll find out soon enough.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor.
Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I'd say. The handprint on this floorboard here, and on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants close inspection. I won't be a moment.
She's just sitting there. That's funny.
Ah! What is it, Miss Suzuto? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place?
Excellent work, Mr. Suzuto. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson.
Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate there. No need, Inspector. You can continue to dig in your portion of chips whilst we dig it under the floor here. Your fancy talk's putting off my food as always, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence, exactly what I need.
Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you can make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatty mat.
I think I read that completely wrong.
No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh. I'll investigate it at once.
She's just like aggressively looking at the painting.
There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing.
But then, how do you explain the handprints? What if you take off the painting off the wall?
I really can't think anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Click.
There you are, a print for you.
Oh. Handprints on the wall. Oh, shit. There are multiple prints on either side of a hanging picture.
Oh, thank you very much. His adventure can make prints too. Now then. I wonder if Inspector Gregson's found anything under the floor there.
I'm desperate to know.
So am I.
But I also kind of want to examine the painting. Oh, I can't. Whoa. Alright, let's talk to Luigi then.
I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now, after all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson, really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard. Ugh. I'd kill to know it was under that floorboard.
Alright then, fair is fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in.
Really, Inspector? Thank you.
But do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I must know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather.
Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know?
Oh, you might as well talk about all 3 of them. Oh yeah.
Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago.
Oh. Who's that? Is that fucking Miss Green's, like, boyfriend or something?
It's about a convict who got sick and died while he's serving up time in Manchester.
How terrible.
It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first.
Oh my goodness, he committed a capital offense?
Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard of treasure, you mean?
Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere, and no one knows where, and now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or such was the headline.
Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article will be so carefully ensconced under the floor?
I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over to the paperwork we've got on Selden back at Yard and see if I can turn anything up.
Okay. A newspaper article about Selden, a criminal sentence received the death penalty. He died of illness. Hold on, can I look at that real quick? Manchester Strange Ways Prison announced the death of the convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. I don't know, his mug makes me think he's like related with Miss Green, but I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions and shit too much. You know what really gets under my skin? It's the fact that whenever I watch ads on my phone sometimes, the screen rotates, even though I have fucking auto-rotate off. It's so stupid. Like, why does it do that? Like, deadass, I go to my phone, and I have it locked to portrait mode, but it still fucking switches to, like, landscape mode on my phone for no fucking reason when I'm watching ads. I don't get it. It's so stupid. I hate that shit, man. But anyways, I like bitching. Come on, you guys should know that about me by now. Well, hey, the good news is the snowblower guys haven't come by yet, so this is looking like a pretty good morning. Anyways, let's learn about that photographic print.
So, this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Ah, is that? Oh, maybe that's Miss Green's boyfriend. Oh, shit.
Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrett, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrett's son, perhaps?
Perhaps. You can take that print if you like.
Really? You sure?
Wait, no, it's not her boyfriend, is it? Maybe it's her brother, because they look related. That would actually make more sense. I don't know. I don't remember the deets.
We can presume, therefore, that the art already knows.
Wrong button.
The identity of this young fellow, that is.
Ah, is that true?
Huh. Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes.
My dear Spectre, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work.
All the more reason I'm not telling you.
A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard.
Okay. It shows the landlord, Mr. Garrett, up together with a young man. Well, I can't really examine that.
I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamsby himself isn't in it.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. And a tin box.
Now, this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it?
Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised.
Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty.
Oh, what? Shamspear, give us a clue, man!
You didn't even have a chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
It's not about what's inside the box, it's about what's outside the box.
Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside.
Wow. That's a fucking mood. Screenshotting that.
Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder.
Meow. Kitty. What are you doing, Mr. Kitty?
Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name? It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think I've ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in here. Clever cat. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai, there's something delicious I brought for you from the cat's meat man.
Neat. See, we got kitties and Great Ace Attorney now.
He couldn't be happier now, look. I just hope he can bring some happiness to his owner, too.
So can I examine the kitty? Well, this is wholesome.
That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to.
Alright, you find anything else, Luigi? Nope, okay. Are we done here? I'm looking. I don't know if there's anything else here. I really wish the game would be like, alright, you examined everything in here. Good job. Actually, I know what I would appreciate. I would really appreciate, like, a checklist or a to-do list or something, you know? Be like, here's everything you have not examined yet, or whatever. But I think I have examined everything already. Yeah, because most of the stuff I already examined the other day. Okay. I'm going to assume that's everything. I'm going to, like, Briar Road or something. Nope, there's fuck all here. Alright. Oh, Mr. Garrett's room. Maybe we gotta ask him about that photograph we got.
Mr. Garrett appears to be out.
Oh wow, bloody with good timing, ain't it?
Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later.
Frick frack. Okay, let's go talk to Mr. Natsume then, if he's here. Yep, he's here.
Oh, Mr. Natsume's back. So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello.
I'm a cat.
Sorry?
I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Hairlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality.
Trying to.
He already has. Completely.
So, what is your name then?
As yet, I have no name.
Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I'm not a cat.
It worked. He's back in the real world.
What's going on? What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. A cursed soul is never going to escape this cursed fate.
Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court prove that there is hope.
Yes. Welcome, student. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere.
What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss.
Oh, yes, we must. You know what that means? We get to present a bunch of crap to him.
Have I shown you this before, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, yes. Oh, I think I already read this. Oh. Alright. You know anything about the gas? Oh, nope. Okay. I'm just gonna present a few things to him, see if he has anything to say. Nah. Alright. What's this?
It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspier's room.
Huh. So he knew, did he?
Sorry?
About this man, Selden, a convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings?
What?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable, mustached, much-melenged Japanese man.
Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit.
Oh, I think I actually need to do that. Oh shit, that actually did something. Neat. Okay, then what about the photograph? Okay. Assuming that's everything, alright? Nope, he doesn't know anything about the tea. Okay, well that was a good call on my part then. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was it was the most moving experience of my whole life. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and we're analyzing it as we speak.
You know, the more I think about it, the more fucking batshit crazy I find it that they were able to pump out so many Ace Attorney games in the 3DS era. Like, if you really think about it, there were 5, like, I guess 4 if we don't count the Professor Layton game. There were 4 Ace Attorney games on the 3DS. All in the span of, what, like 4 years, roughly? Which is kind of wild. Because, pretty sure Dual Destinies was 2013. Great Ace Attorney 1 was 2015. Spirit of Justice was 2016, and this was 2017. And I feel like the only reason they were able to get away with doing that was because of the fact that they reused a lot of stuff from the first Great Ace Attorney. Because so much stuff in Great Ace Attorney 2 is literally just, oh, it's from Great Ace Attorney 1. Like, they barely made any new environments or characters. So they were able to get away with it a lot easier since shit was already created. And I kind of like, that's one thing I kind of like about Ace Attorney a lot of the time too, is that they can get away with reusing a lot of assets and it'll still feel fresh. Like, it's kind of just like you're getting more episodes of the same game, really. And that's probably also why they were able to make, like, the original trilogy so quickly, because they made it from 2001 to 2004, right? And then it took us until, like, 2007 to get a Apollo Justice. But then again, they also, like, put the Ace Attorney trilogy on the DS, so... I mean, overall, I think Ace Attorney on the DS had more games, because you also have the Miles Edgeworth games, and so in total there's 6 games, but if you don't count the trilogy being remade, then it's more like 3 games. You get what I'm saying? And that's just why it's honestly more baffling to me that we didn't get a single new Ace Attorney game in the Switch generation. All we got were remakes. So... you know, with the Switch 2 coming out, now's a better time than ever to get a new Ace Attorney game. All I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn sworn Saseki certainty.
Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot, which is what I'm doing right now. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies.
And at the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then.
That rotten Shamspear? What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him? You don't recall it? Wait, oh. That's really nasty.
I don't recall him taking issue with you or anything you've done recently.
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all.
Right?
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because that place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you?
Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me!
Capital offender?
I mean, hey, if I could live in a house that belonged to, like, a dead person or a killer, and get it for cheap, I mean, it really doesn't sound like the worst deal ever. Might I ask, Locum Student Mr. Narho Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garrett's house.
What? He lived where you do now?
That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now, in my very room.
Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense?
But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse.
What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume?
It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. A poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside.
Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it?
Yes, well, that was the start of it. we go. This is when the tea gets good. Well, the tea's always good, but this is when it gets, like, yummy.
Do you have an idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume?
The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas.
Gas?
I only found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Garrett came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I had known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease luckily legal.
Lucky for Mr. Garrett, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you?
It is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time.
And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you?
The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up, and the room is as cold as ice.
But why is your room so cold?
London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb to bed at night, the pilot light always goes out, and the room fills with gas.
But that's terrible. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then that's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned.
Oh, what if he passed out from gas, not poison? Is that possible? There's poisonous gas.
There's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrett's rooms?
Oh, it's getting very spicy. Well, time to go back and forth. I mean, I could present this stuff now, couldn't I? Oh, dang. I just want to try. I just want to try if I can present any of these while I'm here now. Well, it was worth a try. Alright, let's move to Sholmes' suite? Question mark? No. I'm gonna keep going back and forth between these places, man. Oh, I know what to do. Can I talk to you or no? I was gonna see if I could maybe like present that photo to her. Dang it, that's too bad. I was gonna do that. Dang it, game. Why didn't you let me do that? Mr. Shamspeare's room? Can I talk to Luigi now? Ah. No. I can't present anything to him. Dang it. Okay, Briar Road, maybe? Garrett's room? Ah, here we go. Always a tricky one figuring out where to go in these games. Moon Man, you're back.
Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garrett.
Right, Bally, business is for me, you know. Getting out and about.
Where the Old Bailey by any chance?
Naturally affecting my lodgings here in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss.
Fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes.
Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings is some such.
Oh well, at least he knows.
Makes you wonder what the blaze is going on, don't you know?
Yes, I'm sure it does.
Oh, okay, I guess Herlock Sholmes with us too. Kinda forgot he was tagging along.
In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business.
I see.
Where do you put that tea?
So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh?
Alright, well, obviously, first things first. This.
Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who's with you there?
No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross?
A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot, just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume?
Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in the mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs with that old Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him?
Okay. We'll get back to that in a sec. You know anything about this? Nope, he's doing this again. What about the handprints on the wall? Nope, okay. Seems like you don't have to present too much. Actually, what do you know about the gas? The other thing about the gas?
Ah, an ultimate gas meter, yes. Decent fireplace here, of course, so no need for a gas stove. But there's nothing better than a gas lamp for reading in bed, eh?
Actually, Mr. Natsume mentioned that the gas supply to his room kept failing.
Oh yes, that. I had the gas company look into it. But they couldn't find a thing wrong. That chap must have been imagining things.
I don't think he was imagining it. The poor man woke up unable to breathe.
I think it was put down to ghosts at work or some such in the end. Place must be haunted.
You probably don't give a shit about the medical report, but I'll present it anyways. His fucking face. Alright. Now we can talk about stuff.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bully curse.
The convict's curse, you mean?
Ah, had the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrels arrested here. Then the next chap in the room goes and kills over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. My next day? Well, can't help but get the whole collywobbles, can you?
When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspear, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still.
Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here.
Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir.
That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes.
Heaven forgive me, the words just came to me lips.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed...
Wait, did I not just read this already? Oh.
That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
He is undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away?
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone as he popped up to there the same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamspear been lodging under your roof?
Failed actor chap? Yeah, let me see. Of course. Yes, been 3 months now. Quite sure of it.
Only 3 months? He's quite new here too then.
And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I might ask?
Well, it was that Selden scoundrel as it happens.
Selden, the convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamsby have some kind of connection then?
Wouldn't surprise me.
That convict chap Selden passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other.
Oddly suspicious that he passed away 3 months ago, and he's been living here 3 months. I wonder.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
But it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow.
Really?
Yes, I remember quite distinctly.
'Tis small at this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspear, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor, offered erewhile for rent.
Terribly sorry whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodge on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant though.
Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee.
Those curs must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor's taken. It's ground floor or nothing.
Very well, we have an accord.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road.
Lo, a Shamspear dance to celebrate.
From what I heard in the court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And it was 3 months in arrears with the rent too. Yes, the fellow was a baldy player, alright.
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on me crown. I have immortal longings in me.
What's happened to you?
Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know.
Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then.
Alright, we have the lodger's debt. We haven't done that yet.
Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had the work to pay for it, mind. Moved in the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that eluded me it was.
Ah yes, synonymous with the smell of death.
Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. Once we got inside, we all boldly collapsed.
Because of the gas?
Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
So Mr. Ross suffocated to death?
Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have them all replaced all over the house.
But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's sleeping in bed.
Well, that's the bully curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
Someone's feeling defensive.
Ah, that reminds me actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, the night before the chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
Ooh. A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where do I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk.
If you excuse me, let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Miss Susato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no.
Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I've no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see. That's going to play on my mind.
But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there's a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once.
It's like Sailor Mars' quote. In the name of the moon, I'll chastise you, or whatever it says. Or I think it's in the name of Mars. Something like that. My undying love to you, my colorful darling, Olive Green.
Olive Green? The one who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged her back outside this house 5 days ago.
The victim of the last case Seki-san was in court for, who regained— yeah, we get it.
Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean?
Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Susato. Alright, are we just done here? I guess we are. Where in the blazes do we go next? Prison? No. Okay. We probably gotta go back to hospital bed. Seems like the logical step to me. Yes, sir.
Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green's well enough to be discharged at last.
This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves.
Ah!
What is it?
Miss Green.
What was that? She clearly just hid something behind her back.
Oh, one moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you doing now? Oh, nothing, really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all.
Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright.
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh. Oh no. I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she died.
Oh, Miss Green, are you alright?
Wow, that was a very extreme reaction. Oh, wrong. I almost did the wrong voice. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that.
No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. I was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved?
Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding.
And that's what led him to Mr. Garadeb's.
Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened.
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Green.
Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Oh, Miss Green. She looks so desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her look.
That's rude.
But now that I see it, she has every right to feel the way. She has every right to feel the reason that.
I can't fucking read.
I see. She has every reason to feel the universe is against her.
Alright, now that's how we get her to talk.
It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them to lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure.
I do hope you won't be thinking I'm rude, but... Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way.
Mr. Naruto! Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here.
But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always.
Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about?
Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Susato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened? Instead of preventing a case before it happens, that is what sets a great detective apart.
What do you mean?
Also, I just noticed there's a dead rat on the floor.
There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruto. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation.
Alright.
All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look. You cannot fail to see.
You can do it, Mr. Naruto. I know you can. Let's examine the dead rat on the floor.
Okay, nothing there. Poor Mr. Rat.
That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink when we arrived.
Hell yeah, thanks for the follow.
You don't think?
The real Matt on guard. Oh boy. Oh no, what a great username.
Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place.
Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilt on the floor. And the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died.
Oh.
I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison.
Hey lawyer dude, out goes the whole finding the truth thing.
Wow, perfectly in character, I see.
Don't worry, I'll attend to the mouse presently.
Or presently. I can't read again.
Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life?
Huh. Once we left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison.
No!
Miss Green, please. Please talk to us.
Oh. Wait, where'd the mouse go? He's gone! Mr. Mouse, come back! Wait, what's this?
Definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes.
Whoops, wrong button again.
It may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it.
Alright, well that's something to add. Ooh, what's this?
Mr. Duncan Ross. Who would have ever thought he'd be engaged to be married to Miss Green? To lose one's beloved fiancée must be painful enough. But then Miss Green suffered that awful injury, and outside her fiancé's former lodgings too. Fate can be cruel sometimes.
Alright. Nothing else to examine? Man, I really thought the medicine thing would have updated. Alright. Well, let's, I don't suppose there's anything else I can present, right? What about the capital offender article? Do you know anything about that?
Miss Green, about this.
Oh, could you just hold out there for a moment? Don't move.
Sorry.
No, the ethers are all wrong.
Is it wrong that I feel so thoroughly rejected?
You have anything new to say? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna guess she doesn't have much to say, right? Nothing about the gas. The envelope, maybe? Nope. Man, thank God these are so easy to get through. Alright, whatever, screw it. Let's just talk. Wow, 2 new things have been added. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine him in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. Quick, Sholmes, use your funny, alchemist stuff. I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
Oh, please, Miss Green. Don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that.
Oh no, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objections. No, none.
Neither the sender's name or address appears to be written on this envelope or the card.
Holy shit. I just realized, dude, that fucking envelope is green. Like that piece of envelope that we have in our freaking, like, evidence. Holy shit. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anyone else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 PM
is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road.
Briar Road being the street that Mr. Garib's house is on. Does this mean that...
Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by a knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad.
Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. Dang. This is getting extremely interesting. I think I really have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag you up in such painful memories.
No, it's fine.
Miss Green, please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again.
Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how it all has made me feel.
Hooray, somber happy music. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes.
Well, it'll appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today.
Yes, it's late.
And, Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think?
Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Garrett's lodgings, the convict, Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see it to the heart, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help wondering about the result of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not?
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper.
Oh dear. Yes, Berg von Zieks.
But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to the rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial.
Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come?
Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning.
Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's case until the end.
Or cause. Same thing. Hello, hell yes, the title screen song.
London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people.
Really? Is that accurate to how much it is today? You know what? Let's ask Brave a little question. How many people live in London? $9 million! Almost 10 million! Wow, we've gained 4 million people since then.
But away from razzle-dazzle down alleyways and backed-up brick windows, the lonely lurk. Sasaki-san had battled long and hard with the loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt on and bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow will be a new dawn for all of us.
Hell yeah. I actually got to end the stream at a reasonable time. I actually get to end it at the to be continued screen for once. Hog. Alright, well. Good note to end things on, I'd say. Alright. Well, that'll do it for today. I'm going to, okay, cool, thanks, Pro Controller. I love it when my Pro Controller acts like my mouse. But the problem is, it drifts sometimes. So my mouse just starts going all over the fucking place. How great. Anyways, yeah, that was a good, decent length episode. I'm kind of surprised that like the investigations are only like a couple hours long. Like maybe I'm just like accustomed to other Ace Attorney games, but I feel like the investigation sequences last much longer than 2 hours, right? Or is that just like my weird perception of things because of like how Let's Players handle things? Because, Let's Players, they'd always play the game for like, what, like 20, 30 something minutes, right, at a time? So investigations feel longer because of that, because those episodes are spread out across like 4 or 5 episodes, right? But since I do everything in like one stream, it doesn't feel that long, really. It's kind of interesting how that works. So, yeah, I guess, anyways, in the next episode, we will finish the second case. Probably in one stream, knowing this game, but who knows? I might go for longer if I have to. I'm kind of like taking my time with this game, but I feel like once I get more into it around like case 3 or 4, I probably will start playing the game more often because that's kind of how I am with these games, with any game really. It's like I play it a little bit here and there, kind of get into it, kind of get past the kind of build up part of the game. And then once the game really starts to get going, that's when I start like getting addicted to it and play it like every day. So until I get to that point where I feel like I want to play it every day, I'm probably just gonna start up a second series and play something else alongside this game, which is, what I like to do. Um, like I could start Sonic Unleashed. Maybe I could start Toho 9. I mean, I ideally like to play like a shorter game, not a long RPG or anything. Just a simple platformer that I can beat in like 2 or 3 episodes. Like I did with Mega Man Powered Up or Sonic Generations, which took me only 2 streams to beat. Basically that kind of jazz. But all right, I might do another stream today. I'm not sure when. We'll see. But I am going to be playing. Hopefully, I'm going to be playing Danganronpa with my girlfriend later tonight because we've been kind of falling behind on the Danganronpa episodes. We have not recorded like a good episode in like a month. I'm just glad that we took the time off after we beat the third case. We have to do the fourth and fifth chapters of the game. And then we'd be done with it, I think. Alright. Well, anyways, I'll see you guys then.